welcome to the Ill Mentally podcast. My name is Ryan K. Smith, better known as Me We Free Online, and I'm here with
Chantal James.
yes, yes, and to get you a little acquainted, we're here to talk about mental health. Like we feel like that the discussions out there kind of I don't know terrible because they don't go beyond depression and um, anxiety for the most part. So we want to talk about what the real experience is to live with serious mental illness as two people do. For a little background on me, I'm a journalist from the Philadelphia area, but I've been living with schizoaffective bipolar type since 2004. So I was about 2021 when it first happened to me. But I've had many stays in mental institutions, been violated by the police. That's something that will probably come up a few times on this podcast because the police are terrible when it comes to responding to mental health crises. We'll get
In
in.
general, but that's for a different podcast.
Mm, yeah, but yeah, but I'm a self-published author. I used to write for Don Diva magazine. I was a deputy editor. If you don't know what Don Diva is, it's a true crime publication that's been out since 1999. Kind of legendary in the streets, big in the prisons, and yeah. So that's me and Chantel.
Okay, well, I'm Chantal and I'm a novelist. My novel is None But the Righteous, and I also have a forthcoming novel called Fez is a Mirror. And I also write essays. And so me and Ryan are both writers, and that's the thing we have in common as friends. And I have bipolar type 1 with psychotic features, which is really only a fine line of a distinction from Ryan's diagnosis, really. Doesn't mean very much. And I also have spent my time in mental institutions. My longest bout in a mental institution was when my family actually went to mental health court to get me involuntarily held for 2 months. So I was in the mental hospital for 2 months at my longest stretch. That was
Mm,
horrible. And I've also experienced being taken by cops to the psych ward many times.
mm,
I don't know what the number is, 7, something like that. And me and Ryan, we feel like there's a hidden story. We feel like for people like us, black mentally ill people, black mad people, there's a story that doesn't get told,
right.
and we have a story, and so we want to show you guys what it's like to be us, what it's like to encounter the carceral psychiatric system, what it's like to be the kind of person who, when you hear of a hashtag of police killing a black person during a mental health call, you're like, holy shit, that was almost me.
Mm, definitely. Oh yeah, I went to Howard University, and Chantal went to Spelman.
Yep, so that's another thing we have in common is we both went to HBCUs and read HBCUs. And we're both Pan-Africanists.
Yes, definitely, definitely, all day, all day, all day. Uh, all this, all day, all day. But let's talk about the police for a second, because you know there's been many names in the headlines. Tanisha Anderson, are you familiar?
No, I didn't hear about her.
Yeah, she was from Cleveland and she was having a crisis and police killed her. I forget what year, it was a long time ago. But Deborah Danner, she was schizophrenic, killed by the NYPD. It's a lot of women, actually. It's a lot of women. But I had my own run in. I don't know who called the police on me, but they kicked down the door of my boarding house I was staying at, tased me, injected me with some liquid, and took me out, handcuffed me, and threw me in the back of the police van. Then took me to the hospital and cut off my clothes with scissors in the parking lot. So I was like naked in the parking lot for a little bit.
Wow.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I still have the taser cartridge from when they tased me because they left it in my rooms for some reason. But after that, I was homeless though. But yeah, that's my traumatic police story. That's
Wow.
mm-hmm.
Yeah. Well, obviously, that's not my first time hearing that story, but that's a story of the type of thing that should never happen to a person, and for you to be a survivor of that, that's like,
Yeah. I think I have undiagnosed PTSD from it. I never got diagnosed for it, but things make me jumpy. Like it,
yeah.
mm,
I would imagine you can't not have that happen to you without getting PTSD.
yeah, yeah. And I was all alone. Like it was crazy. But yeah, but these cops they aren't trained to handle that. Like I wrote about it before. Like it's better to spend in professionals instead of the police. Like they aren't properly trained to handle mental health crises. Like they just escalate things and end up harming people.
Exactly.
Mm,
But I
instead,
don't think I
um,
don't think they want to be better.
no,
Like they want to be come after you in a violent way.
mm, they do. Like like in I think it was at a party. He said people sign up to use their guns, sign up to be cops to use their guns. Like what would be any other reason? Like I guess money, but yeah, the cop. But have you had any violent encounters?
I mean, I've been handcuffed many times, shoved around many times. I've never like sustained injuries or anything from anything police have
Mm,
done to me. I'm just like I don't think the police are nice to anyone they take into their custody.
yeah,
Um,
except like Dylan Roof.
exactly, exactly.
Mm,
I don't have any memorable police encounters in the sense that you do.
mm,
Just like being taken in the back of the cop car or and deposited at the hospital with
mm,
my hands in cuffs many times. But I do think that I have a definite distrust for cops that people don't have who haven't had those experiences.
mm,
Like a lot of times when people talk about abolition of the police or something, it seems like it's abstract for them and
yeah.
they require arguments and things like this. But
Mm,
for me, having seen them up close, um,
mm,
and the way it's impacted the way I view them, which is that,
mm, got you.
I avoid them. It's traumatizing for me to run into them.
Yeah, I never want like I don't feel safe around cops like that like they just stress me out when I see them.
Yeah, I don't. I avoid cops. I told you about that time I almost got physically beat up,
Oh yeah. Mm,
but and it was like a real cat fight situation where she was coming for my hair and grabbing and about to claw me with her fingernails.
mm,
But but I guess I get in arguments a lot, but I would get in arguments with the staff because they would tell me what to do and I would be like, don't tell me what to do.
yeah.
But that gets you in there longer.
Yeah. Yeah. One time my roommate tried to beat me up because he tried to steal my boxers out of the washing machine. They were my only pair of boxers, and I had to wash them every day. But he tried to steal them out, but he was my roommate, so I saw them out on the dresser. So I took them out and put them on wet. And then he tried to beat me up for 3 days. I switched rooms, but his uh his social worker ended up bringing him some underwear, and then he shook my hand, and we were cool.
That's funny. But
Mhm. Yeah, yeah. But the psych
I
ward,
made good friends in there.
I make friends in there too, but we lose touch after we leave.
Exactly. Like you never would catch up with anybody ever after again.
Hmm. Yeah, no matter what, you always lose track of these people, and you never see them again.
There's even this guy that I was gonna work with. I'm
Mm.
glad I'm thinking about this now.
Yeah.
So he was like this white guy with cornrows who you could tell grew up around black people and for his entire life
Hmm.
and talked like he was a black person.
Yeah.
And it was like one of the rare cases where you felt like he was being himself and not like trying to be some kind of parody or something. Because
Yeah.
it was just like those are his people he grew up around and stuff.
Yeah.
So like he was in there and he told me about how MPD, our
Mm.
police department,
Oh wow.
um told him they like told him he was high, but they could only find marijuana in his bloodstream. So then they told him he was having a mental health crisis. There's nothing wrong with him. I was in there with him. So
Mm.
then they told him he was having a mental health crisis, beat him up, put him in the back of the police van, and they broke his arm. And his arm was in a cast while we were in the psych ward.
Mm.
And that's how he ended up in the psych ward. And there would be cases of people who ended up in the psych ward for reasons like that.
Mm.
There's nothing wrong with this guy. He just got beat up by the police, and instead of sending him to jail, they sent him to the psych ward. And
Yeah.
and I was supposed to like work with him to get his story out when
Mm.
we got out, but like we lost touch. Never answered my email.
Yeah.
And it's always like that. You never catch up with people you meet in there.
Nah. Yeah. Or the psych ward. Yeah, we weren't supposed to talk about Trump today, but the psych
Yeah,
ward.
no.
Oh yeah, another time I almost got into a fight. This old man tried to make me read the book of Job, but I already had. Then he got kind of crazy with me, and they had to break us up. But I told him I already had read it, and he got mad at me. But the the book of Job is. Have you ever read it?
Yeah, I've read it.
Mm, yeah, my mom made me read it like after my first episode. and it hit home. It really hit home. But,
I used to be obsessed with the Bible when I was in the psych ward.
me too. That's all I did was read the Bible.
But
Yeah.
like I would have delusions that like I had written parts of the Bible and I was one of the prophets reincarnated and like all of these
Oh,
things.
every manic episode I have, I think I'm the second coming of Christ. Yeah, and I think that every single time. Something tells me, but I don't know. I don't know. Something about mania seems real spiritual to me. Like good is there, evil is there, but
I think it is. I think it's a supernatural portal.
yeah. Explain that. A portal to what?
Well, certainly good and evil.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
But it's like I think it's a different dimension, man. I think we're able to travel to a different dimension because we experience mania. That
Mm-hmm.
doesn't mean it's ideal to experience mania or that you should strive to experience mania.
Mm-hmm.
but,
Sometimes I
but maybe that's some of the stuff we could talk about too, though, on our podcast that's different from the mainstream conversation because, like, I feel like from the Western perspective, you don't get to talk about
mm-hmm.
a spiritual dimension to madness.
Yeah.
But like because we're both black people and hopefully we'll be talking to other people of color,
Mm-hmm.
maybe we'll be able to talk about it in some different ways that kind of allow spirituality. I guess we could just talk about what we hope to do in the future. Like, I hope we can invite some people on to talk to us who
Yeah.
have like done some cool stuff around madness, like written about it
Mm-hmm.
and blackness, and also just regular people who are experiencing stuff just like us can come on and tell their stories because we have so many people with stories out here. That's why we started by telling our stories of the wild things we experienced in the psych ward or when we were taken by police because the thing is there's so many people out there with these experiences but
Yeah, that's one thing. That is one thing I hope to accomplish one day is to take away the stigma because so many people are scared to talk about
yeah, there's so many of us out here, and if people could hear the voices of others who've gone through stuff like this, I think that could be really cool.
it. Yeah, exactly, exactly, exactly. Yeah, because all the mainstream discussions are like, oh, depression, anxiety, but there's more to it. Like people are going through.
More to it, and we're getting left out. And the thing is, they never even touched on helping us with the trend, with the trendy way of talking of mental illness. Like, they never even touched the surface of trying to help us. It's
Mhm.
still like, oh, but don't be that kind of crazy.
Yeah, exactly.
If you're that kind of crazy, we can't help you.
Mhm. Exactly. That puts it perfect.
But if you're the normal kind of crazy, we can do something with some mantras and some yoga and some
Yeah, like if you're stressed out about your job or something.
yeah.
Mm, yeah, like not have you thought you're the second coming of Christ, and we're fully convinced, and had to stop.
Exactly. I
Mm, yeah,
thought I was an ancient Egyptian deity.
Yeah.